Okie dokie, anybody here who is brand new to ITU? Seriously? How'd you get into this class? You guys got lucky. Alright, so for the brand new people, the existing people, you have to bear with me. Brand new people, this is lectures for you. It's going to talk about the class, how everything is run, where to find the syllabus, this thing called the EMS, a bunch of logistical stuff today. So today's going to be really easy, and then I'll give you a little introduction, orientation to engineering management, so you know what you're studying. And then we'll really start the heavier lectures on the more content-related stuff next week. So, if you're brand new to ITU, and you've never taken, or if you're not new to ITU, but you've never taken any of my classes before, which is possible because I don't recognize a lot of you actually, and then you want to write this URL down, and the URL you want to write down is www.bhecker.com. Come on in, the water is warm, or actually it's kind of a little cold, but we're warming up. So www.bhecker, it's actually pretty easy to see, it's right up here, bhecker, H-E-C-K-E-R. My last name is Hecker, by the way, first name is Barbara. And I've been with ITU for about 2 years, or 3 years so far. So probably one of the longer term faculty here. Also Department for Chair for Engineering Management. And this is a new course. It's actually the second time it's been taught. We actually have it taught over the weekend, like 3 or 4 different sections of it. So we're encouraging more students to take it. Next term in the spring, we will be teaching part 2 of this course. So you guys are lucky that you're taking part 1 because part 1 is a prerequisite for part 2. So you're in good shape. Now you can get both your engineering managements out of the way. So this is the website that I keep, oops, I didn't know that picture moved, that I keep my materials on. It is not on the ITU website. It is www.bhecker.com. You don't have to put the /ITU in there. What do you get in here? If you click on fall, this is the fall term, 2013. I can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. It's way big now. If I click on fall 2013, I see the courses in here. I see Engineering Management 1. And I see, which is going to be on Mondays, starting at 11. And then I see Android phone application. You're still at this school? Yeah. Wow. All right, well, welcome. We're just getting started. You'll also see this other course here. Some of you guys might be taking both courses, who knows. This is the Android phone application development. That's a fun class. And then you'll see the weekend class that I'm teaching. I'm also teaching another section of this class as well, so there'll be 2 weekend classes, but I'm going to use them both together. So if you click on, as an example, Engineering Management 1, you'll see in here the course syllabus, which is what I'm going to go over in a few minutes. And you'll see the CSLO essay and the midterm exam and all the other stuff, but I'll talk about all that stuff today. So this is the easy, kind of the backup to the main system. Easy way of getting the course materials, finding out information, downloading things. No login required. Everybody in this room can access it right now if you wanted to. There's no restrictions. Where you're going to be doing most of your work is going to be in the EMS. The EMS has the same information in it, but it requires a login. So I'm going to log into this EMS actually. And if you don't have a login yet, don't worry about it. Contact the technical support, tech support, T-E-C-H, support at itu.edu. Get a login. Otherwise, they probably gave you one already if you're brand new. If you do have a login, you just put your email address, or it might also be a student number now. Check the login. I'm still using an email address, but I thought they were transferring everybody over to a number. So anyway, long story short, log into the system. Your interface is going to look slightly different than mine. Because mine's a teacher interface, yours is a student interface. I believe you still have my courses, or you might have an option up here to go to my courses. If that is the case, wow, this is interesting. I have a lot of courses. So I didn't have this many last time I looked. Let's see. I want to go to spring here. Spring 2013. No, I want to go to fall. Fall 2014. No, let's see. Oh, I'm on the wrong server. Hold on one second. Let me go to a different server. There we go. This is a better one. If I click on my courses, here we go. This is what I was looking at. Engineering management. I click on engineering management, which I just did a few minutes ago. I get into this screen here. And this screen here, if you click on the top, yours is going to have a similar menu options on the left-hand side. You can download the syllabus from here as well. It says download the syllabus. If you download the syllabus, you'll have a copy of it. And the reason why I'm saying this, download the syllabus, is because it's going to answer all your questions about the class. And I'm going to go over it in a few minutes. You'll also see under the lessons, there's about 29 different lessons in here. We're not going to cover all of them. They're in two different categories. One of them is in information systems, the other one's in technology. The course, and I'm going to go over that in a few minutes, is sort of a hybrid. It's engineering management, so it's half business, half technology in terms of a concept. So you see in here, there's a bunch of lectures in here. The same stuff that's on bhacker.com is in here. It's the identical materials. You'll also see the assignments link. There's 10 assignments for the course. I'll be going over that in a few minutes, where you'll be able to submit stuff. So you can't submit anything on bhacker.com. You have to actually go into the EMS on the ITU server to submit your work. And there's a strict due date. You don't meet the due date, you don't get credit for your work. And I've made this real easy. I set the due date on 12/16 for everything. So 12/16, that's December 16th. Today is September 9th. You got a lot of months between now and the due date. Don't send me an email the night of the 17th or the morning of the 17th telling me, I don't know what happened, I missed the due date, oh my god, I don't know. I'm telling you today, on September 9th, you have until December 16th. That deadline is not going to change. Don't wait until the night of the 16th at midnight to turn everything in. This sounds like I'm like being mean or something. I can't tell you, like 20 people in my last class, or 20 in each one of the classes, at least 20 people, 15 people will send me a message on the 17th. I was trying, but the system was down, because they waited until the due date. Don't wait till the due date. Long story short, you got several months right now. In fact, if I were you, I'd get it all done for the holidays. Because, 16th is going to be really close to the end of the year there. So we got the holidays coming up in December. We have Thanksgiving coming up, If I were a student, well, actually I am a student, I'm a law student, but if I'd get everything done before the holidays and then just turn it all in. So it's opened up now. If you wanted to, you could finish the course tomorrow, if you wanted to, and turn everything in. I seriously doubt anyone's going to do that. I seriously wouldn't do it either. But you could. Anyway, long story short, that's what that's about. There are no quizzes in this class, so you don't have to worry about the quizzes link. There is an exam. There's two exams. There's a midterm and there's a final exam. The midterm exam is a take-home exam. The final exam is in class. So you'll have to show up for that as well in class. And it'll be announced. It'll be probably around the 16th, 17th. Actually, if I look at my calendar and I go up to December, I can probably predict right now what date that's going to be. It's probably going to be on the 16th, which is the last day of the course. This is Monday. So I can tell you right now, you'll have to be here on the 16th. But here's the other thing too, you have to be here anyway. So the admission, there's no TA for this course, by the way. I'm the TA. So if you have a question, ask me. I will answer your question. Actually, the other important piece of information to write down is bhacker. If you wrote down bhacker.com, you got the first part already. Put a little @ symbol on there, itu.edu, and you have my email address as well. So I'm at itu.edu. I also have a Gmail account. You might get a reply from that. Feel free to use it. However you can get a hold of me, get a hold of me. Because that's the best way of getting your questions answered. There's no TA for the course. Don't ask me for a TA. No TA. So, we only have 30 people in here. What would you need a TA for? Small class. I like that. They keep making my classes smaller. Everybody else's class is bigger. That's because I'm a department chair and I have other stuff I have to do. So, it's easier. Smaller groups are easier to manage. Long story short. So you can spend some time and get familiar with the EMS and go through all the different options if you'd like. So Anybody in here in my online course, Data Structures? No? Wow. Maybe you guys want to take online engineering management 2 in spring. So this term we actually piloted online courses. This is not an online course. This is an face-to-face class, but we have online classes now where all ITU students can take one online class. And the online class essentially doesn't meet except for the final exam. You guys meet weekly. Instead, they answer questions and they communicate back and forth through the EMS, through the online interface. Slightly different format, actually, majorly different format. Same content, same course, just delivered differently. So, you guys are in the face-to-face version of Engineering Management 1. But anyway, I was thinking actually of offering Engineering Management 2 online next term. So we'll see how that works. Because we have so many sections of Engineering Management 1 running right now. It might be fun to have number 2. Plus also we could get a hybrid of business and engineering students. So you're in Engineering Management 1. It's a 3-unit course. It meets every Monday. Let's see. We'll probably meet from 11 to 12:30, 12:45, maybe 1. I think, how late are we supposed to meet till? 1:45? Seriously doubt that's going to happen. Well, 1 is enough for me. I can't imagine us ever getting out of here later than 1. Because I need to take a lunch break by 1. I'm going to be hungry by 1. So if I get hungry, I can't lecture. So this is primarily a lecture course. I see some people with computers and some people without. If you don't worry about bringing a computer with you, if you don't like to look at that screen, you can bring a computer and look at the lecture and the stuff that I'm showing you on your computer. We do have some pretty decent internet access now as well. So, and if you're also in the Android class, you're going to need to bring your computer. So if you're bringing it for both classes, that's no big deal. Anybody in the Android class? Next semester. Bummer. One person is, though. That's good. That one will meet at 2 o'clock. So we have a break. I'll make sure we get a decent break. At least 45 minutes to an hour, because I got to go walk to Subways and come back, So that's usually my routine. So, all right, this class is about engineering management. And as I mentioned before, it's kind of a hybrid in students and hybrid in subject area. We have half business, half engineering who's studying engineering management. And some of you guys are brand new engineering management students, which, it's not a bad course to take. At least you know what you're majoring in at this point. So what we're looking at is an overview of essential skills that are relevant for managing cross-disciplinary engineering and science-based teams in engineering industries or management industries. So management is management. You can't get past that concept. If you're an MBA student, don't worry about your technical background or if you're a business student, your undergrad is in business and you're taking engineering management, don't worry about your technical. This is not a technical course. If you're a technical person from a science background and you're taking this course and you don't have any business, you'll learn a lot about business. This is primarily a business course. It talks about the framework of some technology subject areas, and it talks about, and I'll be discussing different things that are related to technology, but you can get by with a very minimal to non-technical background. So this is really a business course for the most part, but it's not your typical business course because it's not assuming any background knowledge in business. So it's definitely lower level enough for technology people. If you're a business major, you might get bored because this is going to be very low basic. It's a nice introduction to business course, actually, for the most part. So it's not going to be a super challenging course for the business majors, or it might be super challenging, or it might be challenging but not super challenging for engineering majors or undergrads. So, which is kind of funny because we have 2 different groups of students in here. So you're going to focus on fundamental skills and applications of engineering and science management. So we'll look at a few business models. We'll look at applying it towards managing technical teams. All of the management will be towards technology. So half of the lectures are about technology management. The other half is about information systems management. So even if you're a business major, you might not have very much information systems or information technology background. If you don't, this is a good class for you too. So kind of a hybrid. learning outcomes, learning the models and the applications of organizational behavior, gaining some application for the understanding of the role of human behavior in complex social economical systems, technical systems, yada yada. You can read through the course description and the learning outcomes. This is all in the syllabus, by the way. Most students like me to stop right here with the grading policy. First day of class, everyone wants to know, how am I going to get an A in this course? Here's how you're going to get an A in the course. Well, there's nothing in this little grading policy about attendance, but you're required to have 70% attendance as an international student. So, and what I'm giving you now is a description on how you're going to get an A in the course. So, in order to get the A in the course, you have to attend the course. If you don't attend 70%, you'll get a D- in the course. I don't give you that grade. The administration gives you that grade. The ITU administration will give you a D- in this course, regardless of how well you scored on any test or how many assignments you've turned in or what you've done, out of my control. I like to make that clear because usually at the end of the term I get one or two students that go, but I got an A on the final, and wait a minute, I was sick that week, and I attended, I just didn't sign the roster, and oh, the TA doesn't like me, and I don't know what's going on here. Long story short, I don't even take attendance. We don't have a TA in this class, so they're not going to take attendance either. So the administration takes the attendance, the administration controls everything. So I told the administration to come in before noon. We'll see what happens. Because the first day of class, I don't hold you guys too long. They come in whenever they want to come in. The class starts at 11, ends at 12:30-ish, before 1, probably. I can't imagine holding it till after 1. So anyway, sometimes we actually end up waiting for the attendance to show up. They show up between 11 and whenever they feel like it, the posted hours of the course. So we wait sometimes, and I just continue lecturing. So sometimes the classes will be shorter, sometimes will be longer. They show up anytime between 11 and the posted ending time of the course. Which means if you schedule yourself to get out of here by 12 exactly, you might be in trouble if they come in at 12:15. If you don't show up till 12 exactly, you might get in trouble if they take it at 11:30. Sometimes they've actually taken it at 11, and if that were the case, about half of you probably wouldn't have been on the attendance. Because here's what happened. They come in, they do the attendance, and they leave. Actually, before they leave, they go, last call. Anybody want to be on attendance? You don't raise your hand, you don't do anything, you're done. That's it, you're done. So you can't add, oh, I was here 5 minutes after, 1 minute after. I saw them walking out of the room. It's too late. Too late. This is the same policy, the same thing that will happen in all of your classes. Not normally a problem for the weekday students. Major problem for weekend students because they don't want to show up on time. Seriously, just bring your computer, bring a book. I don't know. If you just physically be here, you don't have to mentally be here, but physically be in the room. Otherwise, you're not going to get a grade for the course. So anyway, that's not in here, but that's above and beyond what's in here. So now that you've met attendance, you're still working for the A in the course. You've already met the attendance. That's hurdle number 1. Hurdle number 2 is, okay, now I got to earn the points for it. So let's see. You've got 2 exam experiences. You got a CSLO essay. You got some homework assignments, and you got some case studies. So we got 4 case studies. And the case studies are not like business school case studies. It's read a case, answer some questions about the case. It's actually kind of easy. Not too bad. I'll talk about that next week. I'll introduce the case studies next week. But right now we're just going over the syllabus. So we have 4 of those suckers to do. You also have 3 homework assignments. These are a piece of cake. This is an easy 15 points. What you got here is some of them are answering 5 questions. Some of them are researching something, doing a comparison, a contrast. They're all different. And they're different because they're all focusing on different things. One's on intellectual property, another one's on definitions of engineering management. That would be the first assignment. They're all different. If you'd like to take a look at the assignments, you can get them on the EMS, or you can also get them at the behacker.com website by clicking in And you'll see under the assignments link, there's your 3 assignments. And then under the case study link, let's go back to this one. Case studies, and here's your 4 case studies. So there's some instructions on the case study, and then you can read the case study. That's why I say you can probably finish the entire class tonight if you wanted to, because you got all 4 case studies, you got all 3 assignments. You can do the take-home midterm, but you can't take the final exam till final exam day. So you can't really finish. Plus you have to make your 70% attendance, so you can't really finish, but you can try really hard to. So you have a midterm. The midterm is going to be a take-home assignment, and it will be worth 20% of your course grade. It's take-home. What I probably want to do, and see, here's the problem. So all the assignments are due on the 16th. I could give you due dates between today and the 16th. Actually, the administration would love me to do that, but I don't do that. You guys are all adults. This is graduate school. You guys have to pace yourself. You guys can turn this stuff in. Some of you can, some of you can't actually, but hopefully you guys can figure out when the midterm is, and I'll announce the midterm around the midterm time. And I say, hey, start working on the midterm. Just because the due date isn't till the 16th doesn't mean you start working on it on the 15th, because then you're going to end up with this problem down here. It's called academic dishonesty, because you can't physically finish everything. I know you can't finish everything, which I think is kind of odd when everything gets uploaded all in one shot. It's like, how did you do everything all in one shot? Maybe you just saved it all up and you uploaded it all in one shot. Who knows? So if some of you who are brand new aren't familiar with problems or issues or how things have happened in the past, some of you returning students are very familiar with this. If you turn something in and it matches somebody else's assignment in the course, you get 0 points. And you can't turn it in again. You can only turn something in once. What do I mean by matching? Well, if that matching came from an internet website, it came from somebody else's assignment, it came from an assignment that was submitted from a previous class, something, and we have taught this course once, so there are assignments from last term. We just run through a little system, it does a little check on it, and then we can say, hey, 0. No questions asked, just give you a 0. I don't care if you're the originator. I don't care if you're the copier. It doesn't really matter. Everyone's equally as guilty. You just get a 0. So if you live in, go live in a silo or an island of your own. Don't communicate with everybody else. Don't answer those, and then here's the other thing. It hasn't happened within the last year-ish as much as it used to happen. I'm sure it still happens. Students that get on these little news groups, Google groups and stuff, and all these little distributions, and they say, hey, anyone got some assignments for this class? And then there's like all these assignments that float around. We know about these assignments that float around. We know about the news groups. We know, or the email communication channels. Actually, the administration is now hiding email addresses. That's not going to stop you guys. Anyway, long story short, if you turn one of those in, that is really easy to find. It's extremely easy to find. In fact, they're all listed already. We already got a list of all that stuff. In fact, we have some people who are on the list who are administrative people who know who's asking for stuff too, and who knows is following all of this stuff. So long story short, don't do that. If you're brand new and you get like some email invite for that, or you get on that email list, don't play into that. It's a sure way of taking the class over again, because you'll have to repeat it because you won't get a passing grade in it. So don't do that. So do your own work, and you'll be in good shape. And don't plagiarize off the internet. It means cutting and pasting something 100%. Oh, here's an assignment. Looks good. Okay, here it is. Here's my assignment. That's not right either. So after you get past that hurdle, you're actually doing your own work. If you turn in this stuff here, you'll get an A in the course. It's pretty easy. So if this stuff is actually good, if you did a really sloppy job in the midterm, you may not get full credit for it. But for the most part, I'm pretty generous. Actually, that's one of the problems we have here is most of the instructors are pretty generous because they just care that you're actually doing your own work at this point and you're actually trying. So because we've had so many problems in the past, it's kind of ridiculous. We just, are just overjoyed when a student actually does their own work these days, which is kind of sad but true. So Long story short, the exam score does matter. So you have 25%. So the exams, the final exam is pretty much going to determine your grade between an A or a B plus, A minus, B plus, B. I don't like to give anyone lower than a B. So if you didn't take the final exam, you probably end up with a B. So, that's 25%. So it's actually technically it's a 75 in the course, which is a C plus. So. But for a graduate student, you want to maintain a 3.0 or above. So a B is sort of a C at a graduate school level. So if you get a B, you haven't really done that well. It's like a C at undergraduate level. So. All right, here's the grading scale. There's no such thing as an A plus. I've never given out an A plus, and I refuse to give out A pluses. A pluses don't exist because you can't get more than 100%. You can't get more than a 4.0. There's no such thing as a 4 point something else. So don't ask me for an A plus. You're not going to get an A plus. A is the highest you're going to get in the class. If you do your attendance properly, you do your own work, you show up, you score well in the final, you'll get an A in the course. So it's not a high pressure course. It's more of a learning experience, hopefully, than it is a grading experience. So, questions on the syllabus. I felt like I went through that kind of quickly, but I didn't put a week-by-week breakdown on the syllabus. Instead, what I've done is I've kind of given myself a lot of different lecture choices to choose from. So I have technology management lectures, managing innovations lectures, and for brand new people, you might notice up here in this kind of little corner up here, this little blinking red thing. This is a recording software. So I record, it's called iShowU, actually. I record all the lectures. So if you were late to one class, you missed a class, because you can miss 30% of the class meetings. Or you're trying to figure out something out. You say, hey, didn't she lecture on that? And you want to like revisit the past. You can revisit the past. And you'll see this right now has summer 2013. After today, I'll be putting them up here in this forum group. This up here. And also they'll end up in the EMS, but they end up in the EMS on a slower pace. You'll see something like this. This was from the summer 2013 grouping of lectures. And you see, this is the one I'm doing right now. It's going to be called Introduction to the Class. And then I'm going to start in with lecture 1 next. And you'll see the dates on here. And last time we had 13, about 14 lectures. It's a 16, there's 15 class meetings. Plus the 16th week is the final exam week. So I think I was one class meeting short this term, perhaps. Either that or this was on a different day, the beginning. So, long story short, 14, 15, 16, yeah, you'll get about the same quantity of lectures. So you can sort of see how we're going through the course in terms of which day and stuff. And in fact, if you want to relive the past, you click on here, it'll take you to the YouTube site. You can see the same lecture I gave last time. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of differences between the content. I'm not a robot, so nor do I speak like a robot, I hope. So there are some robots out there, though. I've seen them on YouTube. But long story short, you'll get slightly different content than you will the last time I taught this course. Because it depends on what mood I'm in, I guess, or it depends on which lecture I want to use. So we're going to actually start out in the next few minutes. I'm going to cover this Managing Innovations lecture. And I'm going to cover lecture number 1. You click on these guys, and these are PowerPoint lectures. These guys start out MISI. So I actually have it downloaded here. MISI, and then we have MIT. So I'll probably do the MIT one, which is Management of Information Technology. And usually I tell you which one I'm going to lecture with before I start it, so you can download it yourself. So here's the technology management, which is, this is the first one here. So download both of them if you're here. If you're not here, don't worry about it. I'm going to probably pick the MIT one. So. And I'm going to, let's see if there's anything I missed on here. Yeah, if you look in the resources folder, which there's nothing in here yet. I don't even see the resources anymore. I thought there was one that said, oh here, course resources, here we go. In the course resources, there'll be smaller videos. if you just use the behacker.com website, click on the links, it'll take you to the it'll take you to the YouTube site. I have a YouTube channel, behacker.com, or excuse me, BJ Hacker. My middle name is Jill, so behacker was taken. So if you go to the YouTube website, all the classes I've ever taught at ITU are up here. So, and I can't remember what the video count is, but there's like 500 or so videos out here. So chances are you're trying to study Java programming, Objective-C programming, Android, iPhone. It's all out here. So all the subjects. So. All right, so I'm going to end this video because this was the introduction, and then I'll start in with lecture 1. So let's see.